I'm Cameron York from Channel 48 Broadcasting. Today our top story begins with a question. What is the most essential part of any organization? Here at Channel 48, we make the case that the answer is humans. Humans solve the problems that organizations face on a day-to-day basis. Humans are the primary form of communication between organizations and the rest of the world, and humans plan and shape organizations to what they are today. Humans are ultimately responsible for every success and failure within a company. So if the human element is so vital to organizations, why isn't there more focus on human resources? Today, we look into a company that understands the value of people in its organization and how they have benefited from this understanding. We will now go to David Scott in the field to tell us more.
Thanks, Cam. Today we look at a company that in 2000 set a new goal for themselves, to become the best place to work in their field. Since then, Island Savings have found themselves on BC Business Magazine's top 25 places to work 4 times, as well as making Maclean's rankings on 4 separate occasions. As an added testament to their success, in 2006 they were among Vancouver Island's 25 fastest growing companies. Since humbly making their beginnings out of a basement in Duncan in 1951, Island Savings has become an invaluable part of the island community. Recently, we were fortunate enough to sit down with Tuscany Village branch manager Kelly Sturck to discuss the positive impacts of HR on their newfound success.
The team at Channel 48 has identified 5 key components of success at Island Savings in their HR practices. Kelly starts by explaining how Island Savings opens lines of communication and why it's important.
The ideas that we put forth through our intranet are actually answered by our senior management or our executive team. Those small things that we as a company are doing to promote that open communication is a very trusting relationship that we develop right off the bat with our employees.
A second defining factor of Island Savings is the involvement of senior management. This level of communication is rare in the banking industry. Account manager Bobby Sinoka discusses how this practice positively impacts her work experience.
The CEO and the executive, the majority of the executive, made a point of coming by and stopping by during the day and introducing themselves and letting them know who they are, what they do. So I had a really good idea of who the senior people were in the company. And even today, if the CEO walks into this branch, he can walk up to me and say, "Hi Bobby, how are you today?" He knows who I am, he knows what my role is in the company, and it just makes me feel like I'm a bigger part of the overall company.
Management's involvement is felt from day one when they head an extensive orientation program that integrates new hires into the Island Savings community. This creates a sense of importance in employees.
It was a real eye-opener, especially versus what I had experienced in the past, where you have your executive team, your senior management team coming in, telling you about our HR practices, educating us on what the benefits are in terms of working with our company.
Consistency is certainly one of Island Savings' major strengths. This breeds superior employee communication and customer service. Perhaps the best example of Island Savings' consistency can be seen in their 5 guiding principles. Kelly discusses the execution of this strength.
The consistency with which we discuss and apply our guiding principles and our vision is second to none. And you could ask pretty much any one of my staff members, what are our 5 guiding principles, and they could recite those for you.
All of these components contribute to efficiency and operational excellence. But what stood out to us most was that Island Savings was invested in having fun. This can be seen in the quarterly awards dinner, known as the Night of Stars.
We all dressed up, and our executive actually hosts every staff member to a dinner and a recognition gala. So it's not simply a gala you go, you just have you have maybe a meal and then some awards. There's more thought and there's more fun and that's created around this.
Kelly even told us about the lightsabers that they made for last year's Star Wars themed gala.
Island Savings to me represents everything that I'm looking for in terms of being able to develop my career and do the things that I want to do in my community.
I bank with Island Savings because they genuinely care about their members. They provide excellent customer service and invest in our local communities. No other bank can say that their members are their neighbors too.
These HR practices create fun and positivity, which makes everyone head over heels for Island Savings.